In this video, we are going to go through the steps of configuring our own virtual AP in a VLAN using the Aruba controller. We had to set up the controller to be a VLAN, and then from there we configured our own VLAN with our own IP addresses. The access point was set to VLAN 30, and now the next step was to configure the VLAN that we will be using for the rest of this project. VLAN 32 is configured to have an IP address of 10.1.32.100 and is set to act as a server. It has a net mask of 255.255.255.0 and the default router was set to 10.1.32.1. In port configurations, we had to make sure that the native VLAN for our access point was in trunk mode for both VLAN 30, which is the access point, and VLAN 32, which is the VLAN that we are using for this project.
To check if our new VLANs were configured correctly, we looked at what IP addresses and net masks are assigned through PuTTY. As can be seen in the screenshot, both VLAN 30 and 32 have the correct configuration for their IP addresses and net masks.
Now it's time to set up the SSID in the WLAN wizard. Under the configuration tab there is a wizard subsection, and within that section there is a place to configure WLANs. In here we selected the scenario of campus only, which then brings us to the window you see here. Master Controller 3 was selected so that we were configuring all this for our access point, not something else.
After Master Controller 3 was selected, we selected It Hurts 1 IP for the WLAN. We then specified our WLAN's roles and policies. Here we selected Authenticated for the role of our WLAN, and then selected All-a-Wall for the policy. Once we were working with the correct WLAN, It Hurts 1 IP, we specified its VLAN to VLAN 32.
Now that we have configured everything, we can see that we have an access point that has been added to the WLAN networks. This means that we should have done everything correctly, but to check that it was in fact our WLAN that was being broadcasted, we clicked on the access point to show us which WLAN was there.
As you can see, WLAN It Hurts 1 IP was being broadcasted. But to check if we were being assigned the correct IP address, we used a cell phone to connect to our new hotspot. Our device was able to connect. It gave us the correct IP address of 10.1.32.252 and was connected to the correct router.